Hi everyone, how is everyone doing? And welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jordan McLean. I am here every Tuesday and Thursday to bring you a true crime story that has happened here in Canada. So if you like true crime and you like makeup, this might be the channel for you. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you can get notified every time I post. All right, so how is everyone doing today? I am from Canada and today is election day. So now you guys know when I film this. It is election day in Canada, which is super exciting. I love politics. I love all that stuff. So this makes me happy. My husband does not like politics and he hates when I talk about it, but I love it. It's my favorite. So I voted in the before. I didn't vote. Now in the Olia polls you can vote, and that's what I did. So yeah. Also I'm going to be linking a GoFundMe down below. If you're from Alberta, we had a tragic thing happen in Hinton on Friday, where I'm from. And I know for most people who are in the community or have read about it, it was honestly the most shocking thing I've ever seen happen in Canada. Or not Canada, happen in my hometown. I still can't believe it happened. It hit close to home. It hit down the street from my parents' house. It was ridiculous. So I'm gonna put a GoFundMe for the lady and her son who was murdered in their apartment. There's a GoFundMe to help support the fiance who lost his world. I'm gonna put that down below again. It's so shocking. I'm also gonna be putting down below the Kamloops number for missing people due to this video. If you guys have any information about who I'm going to be talking to about today, please link it down below. Please call that number. Please help support. So today we are going to be talking about Ryan Shoka, or Shtuka. I think it's Shtuka. If you're new to Canada or don't know, Shtuka is originally from Alberta. He is 20 years old and he moved to Sun Peaks in December of 2017 and went missing. So today we're going to be talking about the missing story of Ryan Shtuka. So get ready now. Time I filmed, I started with my eyes and I really enjoyed that whole look. So I'm gonna do that again today. I got my lashes done and I don't know if I'm allergic to what they put, the glue or what they put on my lashes, but I'm struggling. I am struggling with the lashes. My eyes swelled up. I'm just always in pain. My nose started running. I can't have COVID I could get COVID. I am double vaxxed. I never left my house for 2 weeks, so I don't know where I would have got it. But no, I got the lashes and the next day I was like, so little side story. So today I'm going to start with my eyes. Like I said, we're going to get into this. So Ryan Shtuka was originally from Beaumont, Alberta. If you don't know where Beaumont, Alberta is, it's kind of on the outside, I believe, of Edmonton. So Edmonton is the capital city of Alberta. And Beaumont's a suburb, or what I believe. I know some people from there. I have a friend moving there. That's how I see it, I guess. So he was originally from Beaumont, Alberta. He was 20 years old and he didn't really know exactly what he wanted to do with his life. He went to school for a bit, university, realized that wasn't his thing. Worked construction with his dad, realized that wasn't his thing, and didn't really know exactly what he wanted to do. So then the idea came up with him and his friends that maybe that they should go to Sun Peaks, which is in Kamloops. It's right outside Kamloops, and it's a resort. It's kind of like Marmot Basin or Whistler, stuff like that. And he realized, hey, maybe I should go there. I can work there for the winter because it's coming up to be winter, and I will make some money, and I also get to kind of be on my own and figure out what I want to do. What do I want to do with my life? And he sat his parents down and he talked to them about it, and they agreed with him. They said, you know what, if that's what you want to do, then go do it, because you don't know what you're going to do with your life. And if this is something you think is going to help you, then go do it. And I think, you know, in society standards right now, coming out of high school and going to university and supposedly knowing exactly what you're supposed to do as a 20-year-old is ridiculous to me. How are you supposed to know that whatever you go to school for is something you're going to love 20 and 10 and 13 or 30 years down the road? You don't know that. And I think like he did the right thing. Like he knew what he was doing. He's like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to go spend all this time and money on a degree or a diploma that I'm probably not even going to use in the future. I'm going to go see if I can go find something or just live my life and enjoy it while I'm still young. Like he had it down pat. Like that's what you want to do. And like, good for him. Good for him on that. One day, Ryan's mom was she was at her house watching a movie with Ryan's sisters, and she got a notification from Ryan's friend who lives there in Sun Peaks, and it said that Ryan didn't show up for work. We've been calling his phone, and there has been no word from him, so we're going to file a missing persons report with the RCMP here in Kamloops. At first, his mom didn't read it right off the jump because she was watching a movie with the kids. She just assumed like, it's nothing. You know, when you're scrolling through your phone and someone texts you and you just kind of like, don't need to talk to you. I do that all the time, and then you forget to look back, but his mom did. And when she read that, she couldn't believe what she was reading, which I think any parent would be. You'd be shocked, right? Especially like a kid known to always be showing up at work, whose always work ethic is great. And your son, he went there just to find himself, and now no one knows where he is. So his mom did call the phone and nothing. No pickup, no nothing. They couldn't get a hold of him, nothing. So while she was on, she got her husband. I don't know where I was going with that. So she got her husband and she got him to call. And while she called him, while the husband called his friend, oh my God, while the husband called his friend back to see what was going on, she was slowly getting ready to go to Kamloops. So that's about a 9-hour drive. And this was late at night when she found out that her son was missing. So it was pretty late at night when she found that they were missing, and she didn't really know like what was going on. So after they got off the phone with the friend, they called the RCMP in Kamloops, and the RCMP reassured them that they are already out there looking for him, doing search efforts. This is the first kind of search effort that they did. So to me, the first search effort would be like flashlights and calling his name, right? That's all they're doing right now, just to make sure, to see if maybe, you know, he was sleeping somewhere, maybe he went somewhere else. That's what the friend said. Like, he didn't come home after the party that they went to, and he assumed maybe he just slept at another friend's house. Maybe he found a woman, you know, got with her, and that's why he's not picking up the phone. But no one 100% knew exactly what was going on. So she's on the phone, and they decide that night that they're going to drive to Kamloops to see if they can also help participate in the search for the son. So like I said, it was a 9-hour drive. They left at 10 p.m. So to me, that drive for them probably felt like years, because they're trying to it's a 9-hour drive. They have to stop every minute, every hour, just to like, you know, kind of calm down, figure themselves out, because emotions are taking over, which rightfully so, and to get there at a decent time. So they're going to show up at like, I don't know, 6 or 7 in the morning to help participate in the search efforts for their son. So Ryan was out at a silent disco, and to me what a silent disco is isn't it when you like go to an empty room or a room that has nothing and you put headphones on except for lights, and then you kind of like dance to your own music because you have headphones in? I think that's a silent disco. So Ryan and the friends went to the silent disco and, you know, just having fun, doing whatever people do. You know, they're on their own, they're 20 years old, they're having fun. Ryan is 6 feet tall and he's 180 pounds, so not that small of a guy, not a vulnerable person, not someone that you could take down easily. So they're at the silent disco, and after the silent disco ended, they decided that they were going to go to a friend's house who was having kind of a small get-together or a party. a small get together to me is like 10, 20 people. No, not even that. That seems like a lot. Like, you know, just a couple people, like 10 people. This was like 40 to 30 people, so it wasn't that small. They all go to the party, they all walk there, and they're all having fun, and then the friend just left to go to bed because they woke in the morning. So this is where the story kind of takes a turn, just to the fact that not everyone can really say Ryan. They say Ryan went to the party with them to this cabin, but unfortunately no one could actually say that they saw Ryan at the cabin during the party. No one really knew what was going on. No one knew where he was. So this is kind of where everyone says he was there, but there's no physical evidence saying that he was actually there. So they all went to the party and they went back to sleep. And this is when they decided to call the cops because he didn't show up to work after the party and the parents were there. So when the parents finally got there, there was RCMP there doing their search, helping them out. And there was also dogs there. They brought dogs to do sniffing for Ryan. And this is another reason why it kind of gets a little crazy, because the dogs never smelled Ryan at the cabin where the party was. So everyone said that Ryan made it to the party, but yet there's no physical evidence of Ryan being there. Everyone saw him at the silent disco, but no one saw him at the cabin. People said he was there, but there's no physical evidence. And with the cadaver dogs, not the cadaver dogs, just the search and rescue dogs not picking up his scent, it's looking more and more unlikely that he even was at this cabin. When the search began, the initial search began, it was to find Ryan, and the chances of finding Ryan alive were very slim, just due to the fact of where it was. It was like winter time in BC, which is cold. The temperatures were around -20, which is Celsius, which is -4 Fahrenheit at night. So very, very cold. The initial searches kind of took place between the two parties that Ryan was at. They kind of looked at either, is there a scent at the party or the cabin that he went to, or is there a scent at the what is it called again? I don't know why I'm blanking. The silent disco. Those are the two places that they were going. They even checked his house where he was living, and over the course of the next few months, police utilized the RCMP, the helicopters, dog teams, dive teams, aids, search efforts, but nothing was found. Not one thing. The family did an initial story and they searched the area. They kept searching the area themselves because after, I believe it was 48 hours, it was deemed that there's nothing that they could do. The RCMP was pretty blunt with the parents. They did say to Ryan's family that, you know, after 24 hours, after 48 hours, the likelihood of finding him alive in this type of weather is like slim to none, just due to the fact of how cold it is there. And I think the parents kind of got that. But again, you never want to lose hope. You never want to lose hope about what happened. You want to make sure that, you know, we've searched everything. We don't want to just instantly think, oh, he's dead. Right? That's kind of what they didn't want. So they kept the hope that he was alive. So during the investigation, there was a couple things that kind of triggered some people, or kind of made it seem like there was a little bit more to the story. One was the timeline that the friends were saying. The friends did say that they went to the party, that they did all this stuff, and it was around 2:00. And then there was also some people saying they saw somebody who looked exactly like Ryan down at this pizza place. So it was kind of like no one really knew exactly what was going on. No one really could understand like who's true, who's not. But the one good thing that they had, that they were like, oh, there's cameras at Sun Peaks because it's a resort. So they went to go look at it. And unfortunately, the cameras were not working at the time. So that seems to always happen in these cases when they like kind of have like, oh, we might have the idea where he is. And then it's like, actually, the cameras were working. So Sun Peaks is a very One second. Sun Peaks is a very, very small resort. So they did everything they can. The RCMP were there for days looking for this guy. The investigation kept going and going. They did everything they possibly could to look for Ryan Shtuka. They went to the houses. They brought the dogs. They searched the area. And the strangest thing was there was nothing. They couldn't find anything about Ryan Shtuka. They couldn't get any scent. They couldn't get... The dogs weren't picking up anything. Even at the house where they said the last time they saw him, nothing. No one knew what happened. The friends don't know. There's no eyewitnesses. And when the family first got to the resort, it snowed about 8 centimeters of fresh powder, which for a ski resort is great. But for looking for a missing person, it's not that great. So what they did... Which it is actually kind of great. I did read some things that they said that what was really good about it was you could see the indentations. I know where I live in Alberta, it snows quite a bit, that if you leave something outside and it snows on top of it, you can see like the indentations of it. Or if somebody's walking, you can see the footsteps. So it worked out really well. And between his house and the house party that they were at, there was a giant... kind of forest bush thing in the middle, and then it was about a block, but it was like house, forest, other house. So initially my thought was you would cut right through to get to the house to house, but it was the winter time. There was gullies, there was creeks in there was uneven ground, you couldn't really walk, so it would take longer. A lot of people didn't do that route, they went around. So they went looking through that, they did dive teams, they did everything. Nothing whatsoever. They even went down to where they said the pizza place was to see if they could get a scent down there at the pizza place. Nothing. It was the strangest thing. It was the story where no matter what people said, they like checked the phones, they checked the records, nothing was adding up. And they didn't know what else to do. So since the disappearance of Ryan Shtuka and them not being able to find anything on him, there has been hundreds of volunteers from Alberta and British Columbia, along with local researchers or searchers, and hundreds of rescue teams and RCMP searched the village and surrounding forest trails, mountains, looking for anything. But still to this day, nothing has come up. When he first went missing and they declared him, they just said, he's missing, there's nothing else they can do, when they stopped the initial search and rescue and the RCMP kept the search going, the Shtuka family would come back every month to look for their son. And I know the mother still says to this day that she believes that her son Ryan is up there today, still in Sun Peak somewhere. And she still believes that. So some theories of what happened to Ryan. The initial theory of the search and rescue team was that Ryan had fallen into a gully, which was covered by heavy snow later that week. But when the snow melted, there was still nothing. People who did hiking, people around that area, there's nothing. And they were known to watch to see if they could find anything about Ryan, and nothing still to this day. An editor of a local newspaper in Sun Peaks Independent News said that she read several theories online about what happened to Ryan. Some was abducted to sex trafficking, but again, Ryan was not a small guy. He was 6 feet, 180 pounds, not somebody you just pick up and put in a vehicle and be like, yes, he's drunk, and he was drunk that night, but still, when he sobers up, that's still a challenge if somebody was going to do that, right? Like, I don't think he is somebody who you could just do that to. To be involved in a drug trade gone wrong kind of thing. Some people even say aliens. Then there's the animal attack. Any other wild theory you can think of has come up about the Ryan Shtuka disappearance. We all know I suck at doing eyeliner while I talk. Oh. Give me a second, guys. So there's literally theories. One of Ryan's friends, Jim, friends who were near the house where Ryan lived on the night that he went missing, the 20-year-old went missing, told CBC he heard an unusual interaction outside of the middle of the night. I heard a guy's voice and it was mad. Jim said the person he heard yelling, "Get in the car, get in the effing car." Jim said he reported that he heard to police, but after the call, they called him back several times, but they heard nothing since. Another thing to really know about Sun Peaks is there's no sidewalks or anything there. So it's just kind of road and buildings. There's no sidewalks for people to walk. When it snows, there's like, the road gets covered. So it's hard for people to really know where to go, to drive. So there's been a couple of theories of maybe it was an accidental drinking and driving accident where somebody hit him and killed him, and then they panicked and took the body. There was a couple theories of him wandering off. The main one that to me, when I was looking at the pictures of the Sun Peaks and stuff, I thought he would have tried to cut through the bush, right? But there's no footprints, there's no nothing, there's no evidence of him being there. So it is 100%. He just vanished. A lot of people do believe that Ryan's life came to a violent end, and one of those people is a retired RCMP investigator, Brian Smith, who traveled from Alberta to help with the search and the request of the Shtuka family. Smith and Mounties for 25 years had investigated several missing people's cases, who also worked with ski patrol and horseback guides and had experience with many of the outback countries. His initial conclusion was that Ryan had wandered into a deep snow and got lost in the rugged terrain and surrounding by Sun Peaks, which was a lot of people's theory. There's one lip. I seem to always miss this. Ooh, almost messed it up. Always mess up my lips. So that was his theory, that he just wandered off, and which is valid, like I said, in the wintertime and you're drunk. But this wasn't like, it's kind of still nice out. It's cold. So like when you are going home, you're going home for a purpose. You are head down going. You're not like playing, hanging out when like drunk people do. You're getting at the F home because it's -20. So that was his initial conclusion. However, interviews with one of the Shtuka friends changed his mind. The friend seemed to be very nervous and very afraid of himself, which was unusual to him. Smith, who would not reveal the friend's name, my gut told me that most likely a homicide, not just a missing person. So Smith says that he believes that there was a homicide that took place. So like I said, one of the theories is there was a DUI, a drinking and driving thing. But to me, if there was a DUI type of situation, there's got to be some evidence in the snow. Blood, car parts broken off, shattered glass, shattered things from a vehicle. If there was that type of situation that happened, like he said. Whoops, knocked over something. The other theory that I've read was a OD gone wrong. So other people do believe that though he did go out that night with his friends and they were doing drugs, they admitted that to the RCMP, and that he accidentally OD'd, everyone panicked, and something happened to the body. The other thing that makes me think that could be true, however, the dogs never found the scent at the party. So where did he OD? That's my thing. It couldn't be at the party because no dogs. Like, to me, even if I killed someone and I cleaned my whole house, I guarantee I would probably miss something and the dogs would probably smell something at my house. So a bunch of drunk teenagers, you think they would be able to kill someone? Well, not meaning to kill somebody, but they'd be able to clean and get rid of the dead body? After extensive interviewing with the people around, with all of his friends and stuff, the police deemed that there was no reason to believe that foul play was something that was involved with Ryan's disappearance. But some residents of the resort remained skeptical that something happened. And if something did happen in that house, I do believe somebody would have found it by now, because there's been multiple people coming in and out of that house. It was not a house for rent, but it was like a cabin for seasonal staff. So that's like a turnaround every year. So that's new people. So I do believe somebody probably would have found something if it's foul play. It might have not been foul play there, but I don't know. Maybe he was, again, but like if he was out for a walk with his friends and smoked his head, stuff like that, you would be able to find evidence of that, I believe, or the dogs would have, or something. Ryan's parents, Heather and Scott, spend 4 months searching Sun Peaks and the area of the town. Heather finds it improbable that her son met at a violent end. He's not confrontational, he's not an instigator, and he's one of those people that would go out of his way to not start something. Like, he's not one of those people who go looking for a fight. We don't know why Ryan went missing. We don't know how he went missing. And we don't know where he went missing. We want to believe that we'll find him, that a parent's love will be that strong. So possible sightings of Ryan led to believe their son had walked towards the resort center of the town to eat, like I said, for pizza. And the witnesses say witness was sober and had an exact time of the sighting. However, if you like true crimes, you know eyewitness sightings aren't always the best. People say that they see people. People say that's the person who did it. And then it turns out it's not the person. They did go back and look. That's when they tried to get those video cameras that were not working. But they did go and try. So, but after that, that was the last sighting of him. When the RCMP and stuff talk about this case, it's odd because it seems like the RCMP don't even have a theory on this case. It is a strange case given neither the family nor RCMP have turned up any sign of Ryan in over 3 years. So when I was reading this article, it was March 2021 that this article was posted. So it's been 3 years and not one thing. Sniffer dogs detected no scent or trail. There was no footprints in the snow, no sign of the body, clothing, or blood once the snow had melted in that area. So literally nothing. This is one of the things, like, the best explanation for this is he literally walked outside after the disco and vanished into thin air. There's nothing whatsoever on him. So people think he was picked up in a car, driven away. He wandered off into the wilderness, never seen again, was hit and run driver, body was dumped out of town. Did someone at the party do something to him? No one knows. Hopefully we do find out, and hopefully one day he just comes back alive. That is what everyone wants and hopes. They haven't found his body yet, so you can never give up hope that he is gone. So again, hopefully the family, hopefully you guys find some peace and we find him one day, and that's what we really hope happens here in this case. Yeah, this is my final look. I hope you guys like it, and that was my story of Ryan Shtuka. Again, if anybody knows anything about Ryan, please call the number that I listed down below. People out there worried sick. It's been 3 years and still nothing has been found. I don't have an idea or a thought about what could happen. Like I said, he walked out and disappeared, and that was that. No one knows where he is. No one knows what happened. And there's not even a theory. Like, the RCMP can't even say, oh, this potentially could happen, because there was nothing. Like I said, there's no footprints, no clothing, no blood, no eyewitnesses, no sign of him whatsoever, no scent of him, which is even the crazier part. No scent whatsoever. So yeah, again, if you guys know anything about this, or see him, or know what he looks like, or anything, please let the RCMP down below know. Like, there's a family worried sick about this man. What if it was your brother or best friend or sibling? And again, I'm also going to be listing that GoFundMe down below too for the individual who lost her life here this week in my hometown, which was devastating. And I really want to thank you guys again for coming and watching this video with me. Thank you guys so much. You know it means the world to me when you guys come and watch and listen. And I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad you guys are coming back again. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed this story. If there's anyone that you want me to do, please list it below. Again, follow my social medias. I will be listed right here. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Bye.